I'm here. This is Elder Stephen Paul Dunphy, and we're over here at 1995 Flat Creek Road in Lancaster. And the good news is that we're American, and my wife is now too. So we're going to talk today about what is going on in the plans of SCM, Shekinah Combined Ministry. Well, what we have here is something very interesting. We're going to be taking and helping the children, that's our idea, it's an honor society, giving them awards here in Lancaster County for children at elementary school, for those that are in middle school, high school, and hopefully in college, and other extreme awards where there's been honor is due. At the same time, we're preparing to a trip to Cuba, and we'd like to bring along a lot of parties to make it all possible. We're looking at the party of the religious parties, like to invite the Catholic Church. We're also looking at other parties too, parties of tribes especially. We have a World Indigenous Center out of Cuba. Now what are we talking about over here? We're talking about a few different things. One thing we're looking at bringing them together with their local nations, with Raul Castro, so that there can be business for Cuba. The United States is interested in that, Cuba's interested in that, but we would like to see opportunity for indigenous world leaders, Aztec, Mayan, Taino, Inca, over there in the Cuba region. We're hoping to see a response back from the Methodist and branching out in other directions to the missionary societies, perhaps over here to the Baptist, but staying with a core group in Lancaster County, where we're going to be taking the other side of the world indigenous to invite indigenous leaders from across North America. Why are we doing this? We're doing this because we want world indigenous to be respected, to have opportunity to work, to make a living, to be able to contribute in so many areas that are needed. So there's needs that everybody has, and we want to really respect the family. Again, it's about love and truth. And part of love and truth has really to do with the family of humans. We want the ideas and the perspectives and the culture, the sum total of life, the sum total of a people's way of life. That is culture. Culture. The world's culture, the world's people. Yeah, praise the Lord. The Lord is good. Now there's a something that is needed. The honor of mother and father. We need to be taking this from many levels. Many levels. Level that we're going all the way back to the indigenous, to the Jewish, but of course we'll reach out to the Arabic and other indigenous groups. All those indigenous groups all over the world. But we're starting here with going into Cuba and talking with the government there and the churches as to how we can begin to work in a relationship in business, in nonprofit, in a lot of things in medicine, education, sharing together. It sounds like a big project, but I'm utilizing the communication skills that I do have, that are given from the Lord, to speak in these languages and understand these cultures and let them have an opportunity to present their case on human history and today's society, and recognize them and give them opportunity for so many things, and interchange, diplomacy, and representation. Again, world indigenous in Cuba, world indigenous here. But back home in Lancaster, we want everybody to be happy too, and be encouraging children, encouraging a society working together. A lot of things going on in the world, but our job is to love. There is nothing more important than love that springs from the family. This is interesting. I want you to be following in on this, because we need everybody. every culture. You need to understand these cultures, preserve languages. We're talking about issues that need to be talked to together with indigenous peoples. One of these issues is global warming, robotic technology, technology going in different directions. Then how do we protect the natural? How do we protect opportunities for medicines that are there within indigenous peoples? A lot of things that can only be done from a World Indigenous Center, both in Cuba and here in Lancaster County, South Carolina, outside of Charlotte. Well, we'll be talking more about this issue. Again, my name is Stephen Paul Dunphy. You can get on us by going to internationaljerusalem.com. You can get back with us at Kite Edward, Thomas Edward Ralph, Stephen at AOL.com. What is that? Kite Edward, Thomas Edward Ralph, Stephen with a PH at AOL.com. It's great to hear from you, and you can always call at 1-803-762-6367. Again, 803-762-6367.